facts are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp. I am still alive, so that's a plus, alongside fellow Jay Zawoski. And Jay, it's like we didn't end up doing an episode last week. It feels like forever since we've done an episode.
I know, it really does. And sorry, everybody. It was a crazy week with the NHL trade deadline happening, and then Rick had bargaining going on, and a wedding in 2 weeks.
Yeah. How
that
about
old chestnut. So we just kind of got home. I think we were thinking about maybe doing it Tuesday night or Monday night. And I just said, Rick,
it ain't happening.
I have nothing to offer the show anyway. I had nothing to talk aside from your bachelor party, which is a significant amount of the show. I had nothing. I had not eaten anything else. I had not done anything else. It just been pretty much hunkered down since ye old Seth Jones trade happened.
Yeah.
So,
did you have Shea Weber on your bingo card?
I certainly did not. You know what? The veteran influence. It's a good thing. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for being with us, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. Sorry it's been so long, but we're back. Do us a favor, hit that like button for us. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as well. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you there as well. Make sure you're following on your favorite app and subscribe and all that great stuff.
A little bit of producing on the air.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a whole lot of time to talk beforehand, and I forgot until just now.
Yes.
Should probably set a date for the selection show.
Yeah.
Should that be like the one after the wedding, maybe? Or
maybe. I mean, as long as it's done by the time the tournament's done, we're okay.
Okay.
Because I think we've been trying to jive everything with the tournament itself.
Sure.
Like, the problem is selection Sunday. Like today?
No, it's a week from today. But the thing is, the tournaments start. The first Friday of the tournament is my wedding. So, yeah.
So,
I'm just thinking, because clearly we've had a lot going on, and not necessarily an excuse, but maybe we just give ourselves the extra prep time and we do it right.
That's probably a good idea. So we will do it after your wedding.
Yes.
Right,
the episode after the wedding will be the March Fatness selection show.
And speaking of that, as we've been discussing the brackets themselves, I've had a family member on this show before. You've got a new family member. Perhaps we allow the significant others a bracket?
I'm up for that.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Because my wife is probably mad because, like, ranch is never in this. It probably should be. Like, in fairness, it probably should be in the tournament.
Well, then we have to think about which side. Do we have, like, the
Zawoskis versus the Camps?
Is it the Zawoskis versus the Camps, or the podcast versus the corrections department?
Oh, I like that better. That's a lot more fun, I think.
Yes.
All right. So we got that. So selection Sunday will come, or selection whatever day we decide to do it will come after the wedding, and then we'll have the wives make some brackets. That'll be fun.
Nice.
As long as it's technically March, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
And
what are they going to do? Cancel our podcast? It's up to us, not anyone else.
Exactly. So
it's our show, damn it.
Everybody can deal.
And we're on that show.
Right.
All right. Follow us on social media at I'm Fat Pod. It's everywhere. It's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, everything else. We're there. And YouTube is youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. We go live with every episode now. And if you listen to us on Spotify, you can also watch us on Spotify, which is pretty cool. So check that out too. All right. I know where we're beginning today.
Yeah.
The bachelor party. And I have to say, it's not about me, but of course, the one day I take off, the Blackhawks make a major trade.
It was so funny.
As we're walking in the United Center, my buddy Greg Boyson from CHGO texts me, of course, Seth Jones gets traded on your night off. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's kidding. And he wasn't kidding. But it timed out perfectly. because I was able to do a little thing for the podcast and then see the whole Tom Segura show. I got to enjoy the whole pre-bachelor party meal at Rinaldi's.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show, then just went and did a post-game show. It was fine.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, when I looked in Rinaldi's after we got off that bus from the United Center,
yeah,
yikes.
Getting back to where we were beforehand was a challenge.
I bet.
And we only had one table instead of two. So yeah, that part was a lot. I thought it was kind of fun though, like for the people that were there that aren't necessarily in the industry to see a tangible example of like when big things happen, you're just kind of on.
Yeah.
And you have to be. And that's just the way it is. So
what
that was, yeah. And of course I know Marty got a real kick out of being like right by you right when that deal goes down, which was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
all around.
Yeah. So like Jay mentioned, we started at Rinaldi's, which spoken about plenty on the podcast. It was actually my first time in there, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Yes, I was super impressed by the staff.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot going on there. The drinks, the food. Like I don't even know how many whiskey mules.
Oh,
dude! For one thing, fantastic. For another thing, at one point I was trying to count, and I'm like. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's maybe in that like 8 to 10 range.
Wow.
Something like that. I mean, over the course of like, the before and the after.
Yeah, but you didn't seem remotely tipsy.
I was feeling pretty good for a little while.
Okay.
But yeah, I think over the course of the night I had like 8 to 10 of those. What was it? Like 3 Modelo's at the United Center because on brand.
Have to.
Yeah. And probably like 6 shots or so throughout the night.
Damn.
So, yeah.
For all that, you were doing pretty well, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. I felt like I was riding the perfect level between buzz and like not feeling out of control drunk but being able to, I was in that good like band of drunkenness the entire time.
Yeah, the sweet spot. And I think the shots were Fireball, not like Jameson.
Yeah, that helped.
Yeah, it was not anything that was going to just completely derail the night, which is good. But yeah, the drinks, I had spicy margaritas there. I think I had 2 or 3 before I went to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I didn't get any pictures of the pizza, and they were all great. We got the Danny Parkins special.
I didn't either, which I hate to admit was fantastic.
It was, yeah, that's like jardiniere
and sausage.
Mm-hmm. Good combo. And then we got the hot honey sopressata, which is the
fantastic
go-to there. But buddy, the chicken tenders. And I'm going to pull the photo up.
Gigantic.
I don't know if this picture even does it justice.
Right. Those look closer to the size of ears of corn than chicken tenders.
So those are regular sized tongs. Those are not like mini tongs. Like those are the kind you would barbecue a burger with. Look at the size of those tenders. So then this week, it was actually yesterday. I was running really late to work, and I'm like, I'm just going to call Rinaldi's and get some tenders. And I got them, and they're the same size when you order them from there. So I got sick because I pulled up, and they were like $20. And I was like, whoa, I don't have a choice, so I'm taking them.
Right.
But it was 6 tenders that were that big, and I didn't finish them.
That's a deal. Like
they're huge.
Those are massive tenders, and the sauces were very good.
Yeah, I think they used the Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo sauce, which is a little bit thicker.
Yes.
And it's really good. It's not like and I like a watery buffalo sauce, but for these tenders, they were 10 out of 10 chicken tenders. Best tenders I've ever had.
Yeah, like the variety we had was really good. Like there was some bruschetta making its way around. There were the different types of pizzas. There were the chicken tenders. There was salad.
Yeah, I'm already got a salad.
I heard a rumor though.
Yeah.
That you advocated for the salad.
I thought that we should probably get a salad because not everyone at the party was like us.
Okay.
Like it was.
Okay.
Steve was there and Marty was there, normies.
Yeah.
your future father-in-law was there
Yeah.
for me. So people that might like a salad.
He is even more adamant about no vegetables than us.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. Jeff is like absolutely no vegetables. And if you put a pea in front of him, he will slap you in the face.
Specifically peas?
He hates peas, which is
Really?
so funny. Yeah.
Peas are so inoffensive. They're just filler.
Tell that to him.
Interesting. I don't think it's like enough of a taste that I have an opinion one way or the other.
Hey, I agree.
I don't like seek them out, but if they're in there, they're not going to bother me.
Exactly. That's how I feel. But I just find that funny that's the hill to die on. But
you know what's crazy is I didn't know that Jeff was subconsciously the inspiration for my Chicago Cop guy.
I know you haven't met Marty's dad. If Jeff, who's Sam's dad, for those keeping score at home, and Marty's dad could ever have a conversation together, it would be the most Chicago accent thing humanly possible.
He was killing so there were two tables, and I kind of had my back to Jeff, who was at the other table.
Yeah.
And all I heard behind me all night was just people laughing their asses off. And every time I would turn around, Jeff was like nodding proudly that he had just ripped the table up again. And everyone around him is cry laughing. It was, and not like I'm sure if Sam is listening, she's in the chat here. She's horrified, but he was just hilarious.
Yeah. Just
cracking jokes and ripping on people. And it was awesome. It was added so much to the night.
Yeah. And it was cool to again, like always, with anything like this, have people from different parts of your life be able to come together. And what I didn't even really think about as much now is even people that I just consider the score group, not many are at the score anymore.
I know.
So it's even for people that I considered, if you had to group them together, the score people were people that needed to catch up with each other because they haven't seen each other that much.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tanny. I haven't seen Lawrence. It's just good to get the dirt again.
Yeah. Oh, dude. There's so much.
There's so much.
Oh, if we remember at the end of the podcast, remind me to tell you something that I learned this weekend.
Oh, this is not for air?
Not for air.
Oh, interesting.
At all.
Okay.
Yeah. So if either of us remember, I will tell you. But yeah, just seeing it. So I guess I don't need to run down everybody, but a lot of people through this podcast know Steve, who's, Sam's brother-in-law, and then Jeff, Sam's dad. Marty was there, who's the best man, Brett, who kind of bridges the gap a little bit from my old job at the score to current job, at the union, and then having some of the, my favorite score people there, having Tanny, Herb, you, Tony, Lawrence, it was definitely cool for me.
It was the right group of people.
Yeah.
For the right kind of thing. So yeah, I thought it was awesome. And I think it was a perfect bachelor party for guys our age.
Yes, exactly. Where it's a long day. You start in the afternoon, but even for us that stayed the entire time, we were out by 12:30.
Yeah.
Something like that. Tom Segura was great.
Yes, he was really funny.
I
had never heard of the guy that opened.
The first guy or the second guy?
The second guy, Chris.
Oh God. Yeah, I think, was it Steve knew of him, but
comedian Chris with an Italian name.
That's gonna narrow it down.
Chris DiStefano. That totally worked, by the way.
Yeah, he was awesome. It was really, really good, all around. And then just we get to the UC, we're going to get drinks and we can't figure out what we want. And then was it Tanny that was basically well, we should probably just do Modelo's.
Yeah, I think Tanny's the one who called it. It's yes, that fits. Yep. Everybody loves it. It's Rick's bachelor party. I don't know if everyone knows we can't recap it now, but the short version is Rick buys Modelo, goes to a Super Bowl party that was supposed to be Chris Tannehill's house, hangs out for an hour, and it's not Chris Tannehill's house.
It wasn't an hour. It was less than 10 minutes.
Okay, fine. But it's more fun to say an hour.
Yeah.
And then Rick realizes, well, I'm at the wrong party. I'm going to head out, grabs his Modelo, and leaves.
Oh, I didn't grab the Modelo.
That's right.
Like there were soldiers left behind. All right. I was getting out of there.
Yes. So
Because
Rick hung out in a stranger's house for 10 minutes
Yes,
until he realized he was
because
anyway.
I was sitting on the couch. The beer was over on like a side table with all the drinks and a lot of the food and whatever. And I had gone outside to talk to Tanny on the phone. And at that point, I was so embarrassed that I didn't bother. I just didn't bother with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go in to grab my beer to then leave immediately. They were nice enough to let me in. They were incredibly nice people. So I'm like, you know what? Have some Modelo.
Yes. Thank you for your 10 minutes of hospitality.
Yes. And I love Modelo. So
yes, it's
which
great.
was part of the whole thing. But no, it's like, I just really like Modelo. Is that so bad?
No, not at all. I don't know why it made the story funnier.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no way to explain why Modelo made it funnier, but it just did.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it just seems random. But it's a perfectly acceptable beer to bring anywhere you go. Everybody loves it. It's just, I don't know. Something about it made it funnier.
Right. Which it's, let's be honest, I'm weird. And that's like, kind of an odd thing for me that it's like, okay, maybe you pick your favorite of Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, something like that, whatever. Nope. Just went off the board straight to Modelo.
No, it's a great pick. You won by choosing that beer because it's better than all of those.
Yes.
Anyway, Segura was awesome. I knew him from social media, and I'd probably seen some funny things he's done, on Reels or whatever. But I never really consumed his stand up. It was really funny. It was really good.
And in this atmosphere was able to be more than like what the Netflix specials are.
Yeah.
Obviously. So like he was able to do a little bit more, which was good. But yeah, like the voices of his kids, anytime he talks about his kids are really funny.
Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the other guy's kids.
That was the other guy's kids.
That's right. Yes.
He had the kid who wanted to be called Teacher.
That's right. Yes. It was great. It was so funny. And I had never been to a stand-up show that big.
Same.
Like I've been to Chicago Theater. I've been to like Congress. I've seen a bunch of stand-up shows. I just saw Taylor Tomlinson at Chicago Theater, and it was great. Nice. I was amazed by how crystal clear the audio was in the United Center. I heard every word. So props to the sound designers for Tom Segura. That was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And yeah, like I hadn't been to a comedy show of that big a proportion either. So that was fantastic. It was exactly the type of night that I wanted. Oh, and even after you left, when we went back to Rinaldi's, because Tanny's a good friend. And this is, by the way, on the Rinaldi's menu under desserts, there are two things listed: skillet cookie and mini skillet cookie. Which is, they're like, we do one thing, we do it really damn well.
We have two. We have a big cast iron pan and a small cast iron pan.
Yes.
Which one should we use?
Exactly. So Tanny got one, knowing he was probably going to have a couple bites of it, and then was just like, "Here, buddy, here you go." I'm like, yes. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great night, a perfect bachelor party, and like you said, like it is a long day, but it's not like a 20-year-old's bachelor party where you're, let's go golfing at 7 a.m. and get hammered on the golf course, then bar crawl, and then nope. Started around 3, done around midnight, had a nice event in the middle of it to break it up. Perfect. Everybody had a great time. There weren't too many people there. It was knocked out of the park.
And the one picture I got, we're leaving the United Center.
Well, it is the thumbnail of the episode.
That's true. That we are headed back. So we're going back to wait for the shuttle back to Rinaldi's. So there's like a hot dog guy right at the corner,
right outside the Advocate Center.
Yes, exactly. Right outside the Advocate Center. And Brett's like, well, we got to get Rick a hot dog. And I think my exact words were, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, no, we all actually had our eye on it because it smelled amazing.
Yes.
But you're the one who got one, and you thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, God.
I got a picture of you taking it down. But it looked and smelled great. The guy just had like a portable hot dog cart.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know you could do that. How about the guy across the street, by the way? The guy across Wood Street who had a little folding table of airplane bottles of alcohol he was selling.
Oh, yeah. That's that's kind of wild. Yeah.
And he's on UC property at that point.
Right.
Well, whatever.
I guess if it's not a Bulls or a Hawks game, who gives a shit?
Boy, that's where he should be.
Right.
People leaving those games like 10, please.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're not lying, man.
Yeah. It was an awesome night. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. I don't know how I didn't expect something to happen that night.
I know, right?
But it worked out. It really did work out perfectly. The timing of it could not have been better. So,
yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, absolutely. Everybody that came, thank you. And yeah, that was a night to remember. Oh, Tony.
Tony's in the chat saying Rick down that glizzy crazy. Yes, he did.
Hey, man,
and do we need to address Nolo Cinco's comment? Did Dan Bernstein make an appearance? No.
No, he did not.
No, he did not. I will say, though, if you invite Dan to something like that,
yeah,
he is actually a pretty good time when he lets loose.
Yes, absolutely.
And he would have maybe paid for a tender.
Yeah. Probably true.
A tender. Yeah. I ate exactly this. Here's what I'll chip in.
Yes.
No, it was a good time. And congrats, man. We're getting close. How are you feeling about all this?
Ready? The only thing I'm not ready with is I have my vows pretty well ready to go. It's just like I have everything in bullet point form. And like some of it written out, but I just have to like finish writing it out. That's all.
Okay.
So that's the last thing I've really got to do.
More importantly, how is Sam feeling?
I think we were just talking earlier. She's feeling good. Like we kind of hit this past week. We're really close, like getting really excited about this. And like, because of just how much she's planning ahead and getting things done, like the things we still have to accomplish is very, very little at this point.
Well, I mean, it's what she does for a living. So she knows,
yeah,
she's not going to be surprised by anything. So,
right. So like the random nights, like 2 months ago or whatever, where she's like, hey, let's do this. Like, we have a night where we don't really have anything to do. So instead of just like forcing watching a show, she's like, why don't we do this for the wedding? And those nights have all paid off now because it's made this time a lot more chill, which is good because everything else going on around is crazy too. So
yeah, of course. Yeah. I gotta say, like, I actually enjoyed like, let's work on table arrangements and I don't know. I think it's such a big event in your life that and it's one night. Like you want it, like the lead up is almost more memorable than the actual night. I recall my wedding was such a whirlwind. I don't remember conversations with anyone, or I did have a talk with Lawrence Holmes because I said, I am having a piece of my wedding cake.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like, everyone shut up and leave me alone. I am sitting down and eating a piece of cake. That's all I want. Yeah. And I had a piece of the cake and Lawrence was there with me and I had it and I'm like, okay. And now back to seeing everyone, but seeing no one at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of it. There's been a limited amount of the projects that I can help with just due to my skill set or lack thereof.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things where Sam's like, oh, let's, like, does this sound like a good idea for this? And it's something we can do. And I'm like, yeah, do you think I can help? And most of the time it's like, you could do this one specific part of it, or yeah, maybe. And then we try and she's like, maybe I should handle this because we both see how it's going. And I kind of give her the look and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to mess something. I don't need these messing something up for the wedding.
We call that the weaponized incompetence.
Yes.
I couldn't possibly do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to make it worse. Oh, Hope hates that. Ooh. Anyway, well, it's fun. I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm doing a little speech there too, and I've got my idea. I just need to like space it. I got to get it together,
Sure.
but I've got the skeleton written, and I got to say,
deadlines make deals, man.
I'm not worried about it at all. It's
Yeah.
about you, and it's about Sam, and it's coming to me very easily. So
Cool.
not worried about it. I might just ad lib it. Actually,
Yeah.
we'll see. I should have some bullet points at least, but I don't want
Yeah, I would say bullet point it. If nothing else, just for Sam's anxiety.
Yeah. And I feel like if I write it, it will be too long.
Yeah. That's kind of the balance I'm trying, that I've had an issue with the vows, is like, I probably work better from a bullet point, but that's not something I should just trust myself to bullet point. So I'm in like writing it out. I'm trying to like self edit as I go. And that's been something that I'm working with.
If I had a befuddled look on my face, I'm getting texts on my computer.
Oh boy.
And my uncles are in the family thread having a one-on-one conversation. Can I call you later? Call me tomorrow. Okay, we'll do. It's like, do we all need to, all 50 of us need to see this? Do they not? Anyway. All right. Well, it was a great bachelor party. I'm glad it happened. Thanks to Marty for really setting it up and making it happen. It was all him. He put and Steve too, put a ton of work into making it happen. So I do want to say one more thing about Rinaldi's too. When I went there yesterday, Saturday night, I'm driving down Madison because my office is right there, Racine and Madison. And it's, and I think, is it Levitt or whatever it is? It's like 2 or 3 blocks away from my work.
Yeah.
Rinaldi's is. And I've been noticing these little delivery robots going around town.
Dude, Jeff was obsessed.
Well, they're from Rinaldi's.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Because as I was going there, I saw that Jeff saw one outside, but I didn't know if it was like there's a Papa John's nearby or whatever.
Sure.
Rinaldi's has a fleet of delivery robots
That's
that just
insane.
right around the neighborhood delivering pizzas
and calling balls and strikes.
And Les Grobstein hates them.
Yes.
But I saw them and I was like, I saw 3 or 4 like within 10 seconds of each other. It was crazy. It's kind of cool. People are like pulling over and taking pictures of them.
That's funny.
Just these little, they're small, like, I don't know. They're like 3 feet off the ground on 4 wheels and they just run on the sidewalk and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, Rinaldi's was great. If you want to try it, there's one in the West Loop, which is obviously the one we were at, and there's one in Lincoln Park. So the West Loop one is on Madison.
1326 West Madison.
Yeah, and then the Lincoln Park one is 1925 North Lincoln. So really good stuff. Definitely recommend it. So go check them out. And check out a brand new Mazda at Mazda of Orland Park. Right there on 159th Street, MazdaofOrlandPark.com is the website. I have 2 Mazdas from there, a 2015 CX-5 and a 2022 CX-30, and I'm probably going to be adding not another one, but trading one in and getting another one soon because I love my Mazdas. I love the service experience and the ownership experience from Mazda of Orland Park, and you will too. They've got a bunch of new electric vehicles and hybrids coming out. I've never seen a roster of vehicles so big from Mazda, and they're all wonderful. The 2 best and most reliable cars I've ever owned. Can't recommend them enough. So give them a call. Talk to our buddy Eric Vates. The website again, MazdaofOrlandPark.com. And I need to look up the number because I don't know how I forgot it. I'm so bad with phone numbers, dude. It's ridiculous. 708-444-3200 is the number. Ask for Eric, and he'll get you squared away with whatever you need. Get yourself a Mazda. Good stuff.
Yes.
I tried something this week.
Okay.
And I feel like every time we do a show, there's something new from Taco Bell we're trying.
It's true.
It's wild. So Addie and I went there for lunch yesterday. I wasn't starving, so I didn't do a ton, but she was really hungry. But I tried these are the Taco Bell queso and steak crunch wrap sliders. So there's the unbit sliders. These are pretty small.
Okay.
You could see them in comparison to a Taco Bell taco in the foreground or the background there.
Yeah.
So it's, they're not huge, but I will say the steak was pretty good. Like it was definitely steaky. It wasn't just a different kind of beef.
Sure.
And the cheese in there, and it does have a special, like a chipotle sauce in there. And then it comes with a little dipping cup of salsa or of queso rather. These were good. I want you to guess though, Rick.
Hmm.
How much was that?
Something like that.
I'm saying
Is that-
it's 6 bites for both. 6 bites total.
Let's see. It should be probably like $2.50. My guess is it'll actually be, let's say, $4.25.
It was $6.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
For an appetizer?
If that.
Oh
So,
my God.
If they were $4,
Yeah.
I'd get them. I'm never getting these again because the value is not there.
Yeah.
But they were good. I enjoyed them. There's something I would theoretically order again, but not for $6.
They're probably like, listen, we gave you actual steak in this thing. We got to jack.
It's not Wagyu beef.
Right.
It's not like dry aged. It is still Taco Bell quality meat. Don't get me wrong. It was good. It wasn't that good, but they were solid. And Jay Bourgeois, hope I said that right, says I got the sliders that came in the new $9 box. That's with a taco, a Doritos taco, a twist, and a drink. My only problem is it felt like they gave you a lot of sauce for just 2 sliders. Well, better too much than not enough. But yeah, just for the money, I don't know.
No.
Not worth it.
Hard pass.
Yeah. If you got a gift card, go nuts. But
yeah,
there's no way you could justify. Like, how much is a White Castle slider? Like $1.20?
Something like that.
So if you get a 2-pack, it should be $3.
Yeah.
And even that would be like, all right, that's a little high, but fine.
Mm-hmm.
But and Russ says it's the queso that makes them expensive with an eye roll. Yeah, it's very little queso. It's a little sauce cup, and it's
ridiculous.
Half full. You can see it. I don't think I've dipped it at that point yet, or maybe I dipped it once.
See, I saw that, and I figured there was like a dip or two.
No, I think that might be one dip, because I think I took a picture after my first bite. So
not great.
No, $6 is way too much for that.
Taco Bell, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
But they still have those dirty Baja Blasts. Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. Yet today me and Addie went to Panera for lunch. Hope's in Florida, so we're just eating fast food the entire weekend.
Nice. And you've got
incompetent. I don't know how to cook.
Right. And you've got a white girl, so you end up at Panera.
Actually, I suggested it today because I do love their soup, and I wanted some soup. But she got herself a Dr. Pepper and then put half and half in it. She tried to make her own. She tried to make her own Baja Blast dirty Dr. Pepper. She pretended like she liked it. I don't think she loved it.
Okay.
Because it's not half and half. It's some kind of vanilla cream
Gotcha.
at Taco Bell. I've seen it like when you come through the drive-thru, the pump is like right there.
Sure.
And it just says vanilla cream, so it's not having it needs some kind of vanilla flavor. But I'll be on the lookout next time I go to the Jewels or whatever to see if they have some kind of vanilla cream coffee creamer, because that's probably all it is.
Okay.
But it's not half and half.
No. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't what she was looking for. You know? Yeah.
So I'll stick on the drink front. Was at Target. So we had our monthly meeting this past week. So Brett and I had to do a run to Target just for drinks because, you're going to have like 20 people there. And it was a long week, lots of bargaining. And so we got to like a couple hours before the meeting and we're like, oh crap, we haven't made a run yet to make sure we have drinks. So we go to Target when hungry, which is always, not the best idea. So I've got a couple things I can tie in here. The first is we saw Cherry RC, which I had not seen before.
If you're looking at this on YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast, no can has made a beverage look more epic. This can is great.
It's elite. Yeah, the RC design, it's classic.
Yeah,
and
it's very retro.
Good colors. Like I'm not just biased because of the initials, but like goddamn does that look good. And like it's one where if you lined up all the different cherry pops, you would absolutely be able to tell this is the RC And like, to me, that's a great plus. Like,
Yes.
when it's not like, you know, cherry Coke, I don't know if you would always be like, yes, that's definitely a Coke base.
I would say so, just because the cherry Pepsi is very distinctive too.
Yes.
And I used to love it, and I don't love it anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's when you like more as a kid.
Yes.
Like you as you get older, your love for cherry Pepsi goes down and your love for Barks goes up.
That is so accurate, dude. that is 100%. When I was a kid, I hated Barks.
Yes.
I was like, this isn't root beer. What is this? Now I love Barks.
Yep.
That is a great call. That might be the call of the history of the podcast.
Yes. Nice.
Anyway, Cherry RC.
Yeah, Cherry RC, it really is like, I would put it closer to it's closer to Cherry Coke than Cherry Pepsi in the fact that it's very much within the realm of what the pop is.
Which is how it should be.
Yes. So like, man, like, we have a 12-pack of it because Brett was like, listen, podcast content, this has to happen. So like, Sam and I both had it. We were like, hell yes, this is very good. Like, not too much. The cherry's not too much. It's still pop with a strong like cherry flavor to it. So it's not a cherry pop. It's like with a like capital cherry. It's just a capital C.
Yeah, it's cola with cherry.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. So the burrito, like my favorite burrito place ever, El Gallo on 111th and Cicero, they always used to have Cherry RC. And then it went away. I think they just might have stopped making it for a while.
Maybe.
Or they stopped carrying it. And that was always the go-to. And I have not, and that was probably 25 years ago that I last had a can of this. I don't drink regular pop, but I will make an exception for a Cherry RC because they're so freaking good. If they're anywhere near what they used to be, I wonder if is there a diet?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure either way.
RC Cola Zero. No, I don't see. RC Zero though is appealing.
Yeah, I think they have that on tap at Brewster's, like over on 22nd in Lombard. So like, yeah, like barbecue place, we can get like half a chicken or whatever, and like that type of place. They have it there. The other thing we did is after getting the pop, we just went down the back aisle of Target, and the Easter candy was up, and the Easter candy was on sale. So that was a problem because we were very hungry and we're both fat. So a variety of Easter products were bought. Like I got like those individual like Twix eggs. There were sweet tart jelly beans, the Sour Patch watermelon ones. I got another kind that I don't remember.
Are you a Cadbury cream egg guy?
I'm a Cadbury caramel egg guy.
Okay.
I need to have at least a cream egg every year. By the way, those are expensive as hell now.
Well,
it's like
tariffs.
it's like $6 or over $6 for like a sleeve.
What's it? I think a sleeve is $4, right?
A sleeve is $4. So you're at a bare minimum
for
of
$6 is about right these days.
It's true. But man, I was just like, I don't know. So I didn't even bother getting one, but I think the consensus within the office was the Sour Patch watermelon jelly beans. Elite.
Hell yes.
The best of those. And it's like, they're just not overthinking it. They're like, hey, you know what's really good in watermelon, like just normal gummy form? Let's put it into a jelly bean and not change anything about the flavor. And it's phenomenal.
You're giving me reasons to go to Target, which I don't typically need anyway. And now I have to try.
Yeah.
All right. Those are on the list. I will get some Cherry RC. I don't even care. Like, I'll just measure my sugar that day.
Yeah.
Because what I probably can is, do you have one handy? Is there one near you?
I don't.
I would assume it's probably like 35 grams of sugar.
Probably.
If that's my sugar intake for the day, I can do that.
Okay.
Dude, I smell so bad right now. I, for those that don't know, I came home from our workouts. That's why I'm wearing my Homewood baseball and softball 3/4 zip. It's in the HF Fieldhouse, which is an indoor football field, 50-yard football field, and then there's like a track and some basketball courts. And because of that, and because of all the people that sweat in there, it is incredibly dehumidified.
Yeah.
So the air is incredibly dry in there, which is why I've already had a full Gatorade and a full Gatorade refill of water.
Wow.
When you can smell yourself, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not usually a smelly guy, but we got to finish the show, dude.
Okay.
No, it's not that bad, but I just feel very like.
Yeah. I hate
right
that
now.
feeling.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's like, I have a low tolerance of smell for myself. Like it's maybe the most perfect backhanded compliment ever that I got from Kevin Zepak when he said, "I don't smell near as bad as I look like I should."
That is probably the biggest compliment Kevin Zepak's ever given anyone.
Fair.
So, I mean, take it. Just take it. All right, I got speaking of candy, I got something I want to tell you about. But first, I drove by Nick and Ivy today.
Oh,
I had to pick up Addie at my sister-in-law's in Bolingbrook, and I was on my way, and then my sister-in-law was like, "Can you get her a little bit later?" So I had to kill some time. So I drove by Lewis University just to see how much it's grown since I've been there last, and it always is. Then I went downtown Lockport just to drive around, and Nick and Ivy was right there. I did not have time to stop in, unfortunately, but it was hopping on a Sunday. As always, 1026 South State Street is the address right there in beautiful downtown Lockport. And I know you may have seen Lockport 10 years ago, 7 years ago, and you're like, beautiful downtown Lockport. What are you talking about? It is completely rejuvenated and rebuilt. It is, if you've not been there in a while, you owe it to yourself. Go check it out. And to me, Nick and Ivy is like the centerpiece of that. It is a beautiful building, beautifully renovated, beautifully decorated. It's right in the middle of that downtown. It's kind of the central place right there. It's so great. The beer's great. The people are wonderful. If you like craft beer at all, even if you're like me, where you're kind of I'm usually a macro brew guy, or I'll drink like a sour or radler, something like that. Whatever your beer preference is, you're going to find one at Nick and Ivy that you love. So go check them out again, 1026 South State Street. Follow them on Facebook. That's where you get like the most of the info about everything coming up. Facebook.com/Nick and Ivy Brewing. That's NIKANDIVY Brewing. And they're on Instagram at the same name, Nick and Ivy Brewing. So check them out. You will love it. Visit them. Take a trip out that way if you're not from the South Burbs. I promise you, you will go again and again. It's a wonderful place. So we went to Trader Joe's this week and, just stocked up for the week, and Hope was like looking for a sweet snack and didn't know what to try. She tried these new sweet and deliciously fruity gummy candies. That's what the label says. And Trader Joe's, there's a nice picture of my wife's lap for you. These are more of a chewy fruit snack than a gummy.
Interesting.
So it takes more chewing than a gummy bear would.
Is it closer to like a Welch's consistency? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Maybe even a little harder than that.
Okay.
But not, I know it's probably making it sound like it's not good. It's really good. So it's watermelon, mango, blueberry, grapefruit, and pineapple. And like everything from Trader Joe's, it tastes natural. They're awesome. She bought 2 bags because she knew that we were going to finish a bag on the way home, and we did. They were so damn good. Trader Joe's is really good for those little snacks that are sneaky, sneaky delicious. I love, like, if I had one closer, that'd be my primary grocery store. Yeah. I love Trader Joe's. Like for lunch today, I had their turkey corn dogs. Put them in the air fryer, and they're perfect. Like 15 minutes in the air fryer. They're crispy, like they just came out of the fryer. Everything there is phenomenal. But those fruit snacks were excellent. So if you're at Trader Joe's, look for those. They also have a cookie candy bark, which is also delicious. It's kind of, the Orland one It's at the end cap that kind of faces the yogurt. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like between the wine department and the dairy, there's an end cap with all these kind of snacks on the end of it, and it's on that one. Both of the snacks are on there. So good stuff.
Yesterday, we went out for Sam's mom's birthday. So went to Villaggio Ristorante, 1242 West Lake Street in Roselle.
Okay.
It's so if you drive up, you're like, oh God, this does not look great. So it's in the bottom. If you think of like stereotypical strip mall of the 90s, where you have like the two rows, and then in the middle, like two levels, and then in the middle, there's like the one big spot with the arch.
Yeah.
And then on the lower level, it just keeps going, or maybe even goes down, like below ground. So like, it's one of those where anyone our age range would be like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Or if you showed them like the basic outline of it, you would know. So this, like from the outside, it doesn't look great. However, on the inside, it is wonderful. And just like we got there a little early. So like, it was nice because we were basically the only ones in there, but just like nice bread that they bring out to you. You get a little focaccia, you get a little regular bread, nice wine list to be able to choose from for like after the appetizers, or even for us, which was just like a long time with multiple things of bread. Before you get your meal, you do get a little scoop of like a lemon sorbet type thing, like to be a little palate cleanser.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, so they really care here. And I got like a lasagna bolognese, which was just like, yeah, like in your little like casserole dish type thing, and just like a layer of cheese on top. Like you can tell, just really fresh, like melted cheese on top with plenty of sauce on the sides. And it just like, when you cut into it, the sauce just like kind of floods into the lasagna. And it is, man, like the meat is made thin enough to where it doesn't feel like it actually still doesn't even feel like super lumpy, but like the quality of it was very, very good. Like I know Sam they had, what was it, like Asiago gnocchi, and she said that was fantastic, and it was like in a vodka sauce. So like just real good quality Italian food.
It's just so reliably great all the time. It's like, like you're going to go in a place like that and it's going to be really good always. And it's the best. I love it.
Yeah. So just like if you need a fastball of Italian food, like that's a great place to go. Like everything felt like it was well prepared, and like the service was very, very good. So I saw the outside and was like, oh, okay, there is lasagna in there. I promise.
That looks so good.
Dude,
so
it
much
really
sauce,
was.
so much cheese. It looks like a burrito suizo.
Yes, it does. But like, yeah, just like the quality of everything was very, very good. And like one of those where it's a smaller menu, but everything they do it really, really well. So I would recommend that. I would very much recommend it. So it's Villaggio Ristorante, 1242 West Lake Street in Roselle.
Nice. I have two more little things that I want to recommend to people. But first, we want to tell you about our friends at Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Get yourself the I'm Fat menu items: pizza, grilled cheese, and burger. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. You have to try it. We designed it, so you know it's going to be phenomenal. Also, make sure you try their giant mozzarella sticks or 2-pound pizza slices and everything in between. Whatever you're looking for at Fredo's, they've got it. Even if you're eating healthy, you want a salad, you want something that's keto friendly, They've got it. And how about this? If you own a business or you're throwing a big party or maybe you're having a wedding and you need it catered, Fredo's knocks it out of the park. They offer all those things, personal chef services, catering, all of it. All of that info can be found at fredospizza.com. And if you place an order online for your takeout or your dine-in, use the code I'm fat. You'll save 10% every time at fredospizza.com. We had a little gathering last weekend. Had our friends Micah and Leah over, and we needed to get a pie. Are you familiar with the Hear Me Out cake? Did we talk about this on the show?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Addie and her friends made a cake, and what you're supposed to do is say, hear me out about this character. I find them attractive or whatever.
Okay.
So, like, for example, like one of them had Lightning McQueen.
Oh.
One of them had Mufasa.
Okay.
From Lion King. So it's like, here is a non-traditionally attractive thing that I find attractive. Okay, so we did our own version as adults. So me and Micah and Leah and Hope, and we got a Hear Me Out pie. But we had too many things, so we didn't actually put them in the pie. We didn't want to ruin the pie. We put them in coffee beans that we poured in a bowl. But we got a French silk pie from Orland Bakery.
Oh.
And I know that French silk, you can see in the background, by the way, Rick, see all those popsicle sticks with paper on them?
Mm-hmm.
Those are Hope's.
Oh, no.
She had a lot to say that night. So there is the French silk pie from Orland Bakery. And God, I love that place.
Oh, wow.
Everything there is so fantastic. The chocolate donuts, the bakery cookies. I love those little simple, like, you buy them in a box and they're all different assortments of bakery cookies. Some have sprinkles, some have little gumdrops on them.
Absolutely.
Freaking love those. Orland Bakery is the greatest. Right there on LaGrange Road. But I thought you would like that French silk pie, as you are a French silk pie connoisseur.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I need to consume that.
Well, you've been there before. I know you've been to Orland Bakery.
I have been, and it's been a little over a year since I've been back. So, yeah, that needs to happen.
And by the way, that pie cutter, Eddie made that in shop class in like 4th grade.
Really? It's shop class in 4th grade?
Maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was like 6th or 7th grade, but still, she made that, and it works. It serves a purpose.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then the other thing, I've been on the Uncrustables wagon for a while here.
Yes.
But we were at Costco and saw that there's a alternative brand of Uncrustable. They're called Charlotte's Crust Offs. They're generic Uncrustables.
Okay.
They are significantly better and significantly cheaper.
Wow. Okay.
They're bigger by probably 20%. There's more jelly, more peanut butter, and they're more come in the box, and the box is cheaper. So get those instead.
Okay.
Nothing against the Uncrustables people, but my wife is actually in the chat. She said she learned a lot about herself with her Hear Me Out cake.
Yeah.
And she said you aren't going to show all your food-based Hear Me Outs. I did have some food-based Hear Me Outs. The Panera logo.
Okay.
The Sun-Made Raisins woman.
Yes. Okay.
The El Milagro bag lady.
Sure.
The lady who's making the tortillas on the El Milagro bag.
Yeah.
Dots from Dots Pretzels.
Okay.
One time. Yeah, there were a bunch. A lot of mine were food-based.
Okay.
And then I also had
I
former
agree with
disgraced Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard on there. So
okay.
I have some problematic ones.
I
have a list of problematic.
There's a different standard for certain types of things.
Do you know about my? I probably should not admit this one on the podcast, but I've already opened that can of wax, as Spiegel would say.
I forgot about the can of wax.
on my problematic crushes is Rachel Dolezal.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She's not black, but she's attractive.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Rick agrees. Rick
That's phenomenal. I'm with that one guy. Carmen Sandiego is a very good one.
That was one of Micah's.
Nice.
Yes, Carmen Sandiego was Micah's.
That's
100%.
That's a great
Oh,
call.
that is Micah. What am I talking about? That one guy in here is Micah. I'm an idiot. I was wondering why he had a wrench next to his
That's very
name.
good.
Yes, that is Micah in the chat. So yes.
Shout out Rockapella. was that you missed Carmen Sandiego, the TV show, right? Like, I feel like that was more my wheelhouse age-wise.
I was aware of it, but I didn't watch it.
Okay. It was funny. At some point later in life, I had come across Rockapella, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty decent. And then, like, in looking them up, I'm like, oh, that's them. They did the Carmen Sandiego thing. Okay, cool.
Yes. I do know that, and I do know that I didn't watch it regularly, but I definitely, I mean, I don't think that's a hear me out.
Probably
Carmen
not.
Sandiego is hot as shit.
Yeah.
That's like, people are like, what about Nala? I'm like, of course Nala's hot.
Yes.
Everyone knows that. That look she gave Simba was like, made me feel a certain way.
Right. We all hope to get that look from somebody someday.
Yeah. My wife is begging me to stop. She says, stop. There's no one worse on my list than Rachel Dolezal. I don't think. I already said Tiffany Henyard.
Yeah.
I mean, Liz Cheney.
Okay.
Kind of matronly, but
Oh,
not bad looking.
Now I have some thinking to do.
Yeah. No, my worst ones are out in the open. They've been revealed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Anything else? We are dangerously late.
Oh, tried Popeye's wings today.
Oh yeah. How'd those go?
They were good.
Shocking.
I mean, yeah, right. Yeah. Like we did the honey barbecue, and that was not exactly the same, I don't think, as their bold BQ. It was very good. And then the lemon pepper sauce, it wasn't a dry rub, it was a sauce. Sam liked it more than me, but we both she really liked it. I liked it. Like, you get the lemon pepper flavor. I don't know, maybe I just associate that flavor with dry rub so much that it threw me off a little bit.
I could see that.
But also we got our order, which was like their boneless bundle, which was 2 6-piece boneless wings, 3 tenders, 2 regular sides for like $14.99 or something like that.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah. The problem was we didn't get the tenders. But in theory,
they just weren't in there.
They just weren't in there.
Well, it's Popeyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's part of the experience,
right,
of eating at Popeyes.
I might be wrong on the price. I don't remember exactly. I can check to see if I have a receipt here or something. But either way, like, looked at it and we were like, that actually seems like a pretty solid deal. So and we were starving, so we were like, yep, that'll work.
Popeyes is so good. I just can't stop thinking about those freaking Rinaldi's tenders, though.
I know. Yeah, those are. I could see someone feeling a certain type of way about those tenders.
Those, I'm adding those to my cake next year.
Okay.
Just Rinaldi's tenders on the list.
Yes.
All right, ask a fat time. You ready?
Do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat's brought to you by our pal, Charlie the Bacon Guy, and this is this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have chorizo, 6-pepper, buffalo, Nashville hot, applewood smoked bacon, maple pepper, and French toast. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, and the spicy. Future R&D that's coming up will be some more venison bacon and bacon cinnamon rolls, and then those pork belly rolls that were just basically smoked and rolled and skewered and delicious.
Oh my God.
Add those to your list.
Pulled bacon's been a success, so have the lardones. Hope to get some posts out about that this week. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, go get yourself some bacon. CharlieTheBaconGuy.com is the place to do it. Shoot him an email. I'm fat. Nope, that's our email. CharlieTheBaconGuy@gmail.com. I'm still so tired, dude. Get it to him. He will get you whatever you need. Again, if you need like a big order, that's the way to go. But yeah, Lebowski5 says bacon cinnamon rolls. Yeah, I've had one. They're insane. And that 6 pepper, he doesn't make that very often.
No.
That's really solid.
Mhm.
I recommend checking that out. And the chorizo is a Mount Rushmore Charlie Bacon.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so good stuff. It's all great. It's Charlie's Bacon, but this week especially, try that 6 pepper. Try the chorizo. It's wonderful. CharlieTheBaconGuy.com. All right, I think we have 2 emails, and that's it. If you want to leave us a voicemail next week, we need a couple. We haven't had one in a while. 708-858-3314. Email is imfatpod@gmail.com.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
All right, first one comes from Joe. I'm going to do this one first, Rick, because I need to pull up some images for the next one. Joe says, number 1, when tipping at a fast food place, do the clerks even know they're being tipped? I've tipped at the last few restaurants I went to, but have not received one thank you. I'm not even sure they're aware of the tip. It just might be going straight to the owner's pocket. That is something I have been told, and I'm not going to name the business because I can't confirm 100%, but a business in Homewood, the tips you leave at the register, at least, like, hey, do you want to add $1? It just goes to the owners. So not cool with that.
No.
So if you want a tip, just hand them $1, hand them $2.
Yeah.
That's
did you ever watch Kitchen Nightmares?
I've seen a couple, but I didn't watch it, religiously or anything.
Okay, so there was an episode, and I believe, if I remember right, this was the first place he ever walked out of, where, now mind you, this was a traditional sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
So you have a server and whatever. I forget if they paid a higher wage to the servers, like to basically make up for not getting tips, but there was nothing saying you don't need to tip. So the tips, even if we're a sit-down restaurant, went straight to the owners. There was zero clarity on the fact of, even in a traditional sit-down format, that the tips you were leaving were not seeing the servers at all. And Gordon lost his, it's Kitchen Nightmare. So
It's
Gordon
what he does, yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
he lost his mind and was like, that's just straight unethical.
100%. Because
So
the customer is led to believe that the tip is going to the people that did the freaking work.
right. And it's like, if you're willing to basically pay people, and mind you, I don't remember if this was the case, but if you're willing to pay them more in lieu of tips, like just as an understanding, cool. That's how it works in most of the world. If you're going to pay a better wage, but you have to be transparent about it, since that's not the traditional method here. So don't be jerks about it and have people be exploiting the customer for that extra money.
Yeah. That's shady as hell. And look, I know if it's a locally owned business that might be struggling a little bit, I can see that a little bit, but it's got to be disclosed.
Yeah.
You don't say tip. I would say round up to help out our small business, or something like tip to help our small business. That you got to have some kind of clarity there.
Yes.
Or transparency. Because even if you don't say it's going to the owners, something like that is at least telling you it's a little bit different.
Yes.
And if you're open about that, I don't really have a problem with it. Like, there are a lot of times where I will shop local and pay more because I'm shopping. Like when I bought that guitar. Yeah. I didn't want to go to Guitar Center. I probably could have gotten it for $100 cheaper at Guitar Center, but no, I don't get because once I screwed it up the first day, brought it in and the guy fixed it for me. Like, no questions asked. That's I'm happy to do that, but it's got to be disclosed. That's really shady. Yep. Anyway, there's a second part of the email here from Joe. Do you guys have any favorite Lent specials? Best fish fry, best pepper and egg sandwich. I have never done the pepper and egg thing. Yeah. I don't really know why. I like all those things, but in terms of fish, Culver's is just, the walleye at Culver's is insane. I tried the cod sandwich, which I think they have all the time. Yeah. Also very good. But in terms of local, the St. Joe's, the parish right by our house here does a fish fry that's good. I know Wiley's Grill by us has a fish fry. We haven't tried it yet. And that Gabe's that had all the generic pops.
Yeah.
I talked about they do a fish fry every weekend too. So I need to try them. I love fish fries, so
Yeah.
I'm in.
The
If you don't have a place like that near you, Culver's,
yes.
amazing.
Culver's is good from what I've heard. Bloomingdale Golf Club does one, and that's like one of their big things. So the address for Bloomingdale Golf Club is 181 North Glen Ellen Road in Bloomingdale.
Okay.
They do that every Friday. However, might not be, and it's curbside there too, as Sam puts in the chat. I bet she's like, this jerk isn't even gonna mention the one at Bloomingdale. I was gonna mention it, but yeah. So that's there. Don't know about the old March 21st though. That's a Friday. That's
oh yeah.
closed for a private event. But every other Friday of Lent, Bloomingdale's got you covered in the Western Burbs.
That's curbside.
Yeah.
Just run it out. Have somebody run it out.
Right.
All right. Next one. You want to tackle this one?
I got
to
it.
get the pictures ready? All right.
Yep. This is from Michael. It says, hey, Fats. We all know Taco Bell prices have gotten out of control, but some locations are worse than others. For some time, I have noticed price differences among local stores, but it has been $1 at most. The Taco Bell on Barrington Road in Hanover Park, I know that one well, which I believe was rated the worst Taco Bell, has gone to the extreme. In the few items that I screenshot, you can see some items are over $2 more compared to one of the Schaumburg locations.
Yeah, so I'm looking here. The Black Bean Chalupa Supreme, as I zoom in because I'm old. At the Schaumburg one is $3.99. Hanover Park, $6.29.
Wow.
For the same exact item. The Chalupa Supreme, $6.29 in Hanover Park, $4.69 in Schaumburg.
Don't think I don't notice that cheesy gordita crunch too.
Yeah, $4.99 versus $6.79.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So
how is that allowed?
There is a little bit, like I remember like growing up, there was a Wendy's by the Wendy's by my house growing up. And then there was like, I forget where the other one was, but there was like a secondary one that I would pass at some point in time. And the one by the house was more expensive. But again, like Michael mentioned, we're talking $1. Like we're not talking anything serious. I know there is a little bit of latitude for franchises, but I do think that's kind of insane.
I mean, I would never go to that one.
Right.
Now that work has been done, that's ridiculous. And he also pointed out the cost of the pops there too.
Yeah, he said $2.89 for a small drink. If you're the worst rated Taco Bell, shouldn't your prices be lower than other locations? Hopefully closes soon and they put in a Jack in the Box. Sorry, rant over, Michael.
That's totally valid.
Yes, it is.
Again, sure, fluctuate 50 cents, $1, fine. But $3 for a bean, dude, a bean chalupa is like 8 cents worth, if that, of food. Black beans, it's like the cheapest thing in the world.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they keep coming out with stuff I want to try, so I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't help it. This is good.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, Addie and I went yesterday, and I got those $6 crunch wraps. And then I got what I've been getting a lot, that I think it's a double stack taco, which is basically the double decker, but instead of beans, it's cheese.
Yeah.
Those are $1.99. Like, it's all out of whack. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to why things are more expensive than others. It's bizarre.
Whatever.
All right. Well, that's all we got, buddy.
Another week, another instance of Taco Bell being baffling to us.
I know. It sounds good for the, whenever Taco Bell's in the shorts and stuff on YouTube, they do well. So.
Yes. Well, follow us on all of our social media at I'mFatPod, I'mFatPod@gmail.com to shoot us your thoughts, just like Joe and Michael did today. 708-858-3314 is the voicemail line. Check out Spotify. You can get the video on there too if you like. And I'mFatMerch.com. The designs are awesome. There's plenty to choose from. You can get them on a shirt. You can get them on a mug. You can get them on whatever you would like. Like, there's a lot of different options, and they look good. Like, the Fry logo on the mug is pretty elite.
They also have trucker hats.
Nice.
Like this style. This is not like the trucker material, but
Sure.
I might get a Fry logo one of those. It looks great.
Yeah. So there's plenty of options, or just if you want to look at other people's stuff on TeePublic, use our link. We get a kickback if you get anything there too. YouTube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. Subscribe, like each video. And, hey, even if you're watching us live, which we greatly thank you for doing, when you're at work or doing something else, just throw it in a tab in the background, mute it, and, just give us some of these hours viewed if you've already seen a certain episode. Totally good by us.
Yep.
Because then you can subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave the old 5-star rating and review. Really any way to help juke the numbers we're here for. And then check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
Stay clear of the breakfast burritos. Too much of the chilaquiles.